Welcome to the quick and easy guide to celebrating Kwanzaa. This show is given by rememberinghistory.com, where we are remembering history and we're making it. Hi, I'm Robin. I'm the host of this great and groundbreaking show about African American history and culture. I am so glad that you're here today because we have some really interesting stuff to talk about. It's one of those fascinating topics that merges history and culture and tradition, all African style. Today, we're talking about Kwanzaa. I thought a lot about whether to discuss Kwanzaa this month, but one thing convinced me, and one thing alone, and that was you. Many of you said that you'd be interested in hearing about Kwanzaa. You've said that you've heard about it, but you weren't quite sure what it is. And you know, I always take the interests and requests of my audience very seriously. You see, when I was growing up, I had heard people mention Kwanzaa, but my family personally never paid much attention to it, which was kind of strange thinking back because my parents, and especially my father, my parents were really into African history and African American history. So I don't know why we didn't ever celebrate it. But as I grew up and I began to look at other people celebrating it and some of the rituals, I thought, this looks really interesting to me, but I didn't know where to get much information. I eventually found the information. One thing about me is that I'm a great researcher. I spent hours in the library looking through books, and yes, that's when people were reading books, and I found the information. And I started actually practicing it. Slowly but surely, I eased myself into it, and it became very natural. So, when the rememberinghistory.com audience expressed an interest in Kwanzaa and said, they don't know exactly how to do it, that kind of sealed it for me. So, here we are. You're interested in Kwanzaa? Let's get started. Habarigani. That is a traditional greeting in the Swahili language. It means, how are you? And it's always the way of starting the Kwanzaa celebration for the day. What is Kwanzaa? I'm going to begin by telling you what Kwanzaa is not. Kwanzaa is not political. Kwanzaa is not religious. And Kwanzaa is not related to Christmas. So now we know what Kwanzaa is not. What is Kwanzaa? Kwanzaa is cultural. It's a wonderful week-long celebration of African culture, history, and heritage. It was designed to help African Americans remember the history, the richness, and the rituals of African culture, particularly the African way of showing gratitude for the harvest, honoring the ancestors, and remembering the family unit. First, a little history. Kwanzaa was founded in 1966 by Dr. Ron Karenga. He was an active part of the Black Power movements of the 1960s and 70s. He designed it as one of the first specifically African American holidays. I always give a nod to Juneteenth as another African American holiday. Back to Kwanzaa, though. During the 1960s and 70s, and of course this was all happening at the same time as the modern civil rights movement, African Americans wanted to reconnect with African culture and history. And these were things that had been stripped away during slavery and then systematically diminished and disregarded for years. So Kwanzaa was designed to reconnect African Americans with African culture. Today, Kwanzaa is celebrated by about 30 million people worldwide in countries like Canada, France, in fact, throughout Europe, the Caribbean, and the United States, of course. Kwanzaa, which means first fruits, begins on December 26th and ends on January 1st, on New Year's Day. It's important to remember that Kwanzaa is a celebration of African heritage. So start with decorating your home, making your home beautiful with pictures, posters, art, statues, anything that uplifts your spirit and beautifies your home. Place African crafts or baskets, cloth patterns, sculptures, banners, and pictures throughout your home. Focus on the Kwanzaa colors. What are the Kwanzaa colors? I should back up. The first one is black, and black represents the African people. The second color is red. Red represents the blood or the struggle of the African people. And the third color is green. And green represents the land and the future of the African people. Now, the most important thing, create a space in a prominent area for your Kwanzaa table. You're going to use the Kwanzaa table every day throughout the celebration. What do you need? 3 things. 1, the Kwanzaa mat. You can use an African Kwanzaa flag, a Pan-African flag, or a tablecloth with one or all of the Kwanzaa colors. 2, you need a candle holder with 7 candles, 1 black candle, 3 red candles, and 3 green candles. And the third thing you need is the unity cup. And you can use any simple cup or an elaborate goblet, anything you like, or a simple glass. That's it. Yes, of course, there are a lot more things that you can add, but these are the basics. And you're going to use these 3 items every single day during the Kwanzaa celebration. So let's get to it. Each of the 7 days of Kwanzaa has a theme on which you focus during the ceremony. I'll go through the theme first and then the activities. By the way, I'm going to give you the daily theme, the name of it, in Swahili first and then in English. Sometimes the Swahili puts people off. That's okay. Just focus on the English then. It really doesn't matter which language you use. Personally, I like using new languages, but just use whichever language feels better to you. December 26th is the first day of Kwanzaa. The theme for day 1 is, in the Swahili language, remember, umoja, or unity. This is represented by the black candle in the middle of the candelabra. Umoja is working for and maintaining harmony and togetherness in the family, in the community, in the nation, and throughout the world. December 27th marks the second day of the Kwanzaa celebration. The theme is Kujija Gulia. Kujija Gulia. Self-determination. And this is represented by the red candle farthest to the left on the candle holder. Kujija Gulia means defining who we are, creating who we are, and acting and speaking for ourselves. December 28th marks day 3 of the Kwanzaa celebration. The theme for the day is Ujima, or collective work and responsibility. It's represented by the green candle farthest to the right on the candle holder. Ujima, or collective work and responsibility, means building and maintaining our community together, sharing our joys and problems, and solving our problems together. December 29th marks day 4 of the Kwanzaa celebration. The theme for the day is Ujamaa, or cooperative economics. This is represented by the red candle, second from the left. Ujamaa is building and maintaining our own businesses, supporting the businesses of others, and growing and profiting from them together. December 30th marks the 5th day of the Kwanzaa celebration. The theme for the day is Nia, or purpose, and that's represented by the green candle, second from the right. Nia focuses on building our communities together, maintaining them and restoring them to greatness. December 31st, that's New Year's Eve now, marks the 6th day of the Kwanzaa celebration. The theme for the day is called Kuumba, or creativity. and it's represented by the final red candle, and that's going to be the red candle just next to the black candle. Kuumba means always doing as much as you can in the special way that you can in order to leave the community more beautiful and more prosperous for the next generation. The seventh and final day of Kwanzaa falls on January 1st, New Year's Day. The theme is Imani, or faith, and that's represented by the last green candle just to the right of the black candle. Imani means believing in ourselves, believing in our people, our parents and teachers, and our leaders. Believing in yourself is the most important part of Imani. Believing in the importance of your vision for a better community and for a better world, too. So how do you actually celebrate Kwanzaa? Here are the steps, and they're pretty simple. Step 1. Everyone stands around the Kwanzaa table. You bid each other the traditional greeting of Habari Gani and answer by saying the theme of the day. You can take this opportunity if you want to practice your Swahili. You can answer Umoja, Kujija Kulia, Ujima, Ujamaa, Nia, Kuumba, or Imani. Step 2. Light the candles for the day. Always start with the black candle in the middle, then alternate between the red and green candles. Step 3. Someone present will make a statement, tell a story, say a poem, sing a song, or just discuss the daily theme in his or her life. You can get very creative here and just express yourself in any way that works for you. Step 4. Fill the unity cup and pass it around the table. Everyone will take a sip from the cup. Finally, step 5. Put the candles out, and you're finished for the day. These steps are continued for the 7 days of Kwanzaa. At the end of the 7th day, and that's going to be on New Year's Day, everyone shouts Harambe seven times. Harambe means let's pull together in Swahili. So that's the celebration of Kwanzaa. Those are the 5 steps. You see that it can help you to remember and feel the connection with your African roots, culture, and heritage. There's lots more that you can do as part of the celebration, but do it your way. And don't be shy about expanding yourself and reaching for new experiences or making mistakes. This is a celebration. Have fun with it. A few final notes. The daily ceremony is very simple, or it can be elaborate just as you like. But please also remember that it's a sacred time for the family and for the other members present. Turn off cell phones. Focus on the rituals, the words, or the song. Get into the mood. Show respect for the ceremony. It doesn't have to be somber. In fact, it shouldn't be somber. It's a joyful time, and it's also a sacred time. Put all your thought, energy, and focus into these moments with your family. And remember, you can celebrate Kwanzaa and remember your cultural heritage, history, and ancestors every day of the year. If you have any questions about Kwanzaa, or you want to share your stories and experiences about how you celebrate Kwanzaa, or even why you might choose not to celebrate Kwanzaa, please contact me at robin@rememberinghistory.com. I love hearing your thoughts and stories. And, as promised, when you contact me and leave your email address, I'm going to send you a special e-gift for Kwanzaa. Yes, Kwanzaa can also involve gift giving. We hope that you've enjoyed and learned something from this quick and easy guide to celebrating Kwanzaa. If you want more information on Kwanzaa and other issues related to African American history and culture, you can go to the Wiki History podcast, which you find on iTunes or at Stitcher Radio. And of course, you can always go to the rememberinghistory.com website and the Facebook page. On that note, a very joyous Kwanzaa from everyone at rememberinghistory.com, where we are remembering history and we're making it every day.
Created using Powtoon.